Hi, how are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm excited to be here and talking to you.
Thank you so much for making the time. I really appreciate it. Today's a big press junket for you, and we don't have a lot of time, but I appreciate you taking a minute to speak with me.
Of
Um,
course.
so I wanted to pick your brains really. So we know you having quite a strong dance background. How did you get into the film industry? Was that always a passion of yours? Is that something you always wanted to get into? Was it happenstance?
So I feel like, as a kid, I was always playing pretend anyway. So I was in my own movie every day of my life. And with the
Amazing.
dance, I feel like what I loved the most about dance was storytelling and making people feel something. So once you're kind of in that entertainment industry, you see all the avenues that you can take with it. So I started going into that almost a couple years after I went out to Los Angeles to dance professionally. And you get an agent and you start taking classes and things like that. And I think once you get past that, the nerves behind speaking and using your words, especially as a dancer, I'm used to my body telling the story. Once you get
Yeah.
past all of that, it's like kind of exploring even more of yourself, and it's more of a release. I feel like dance is therapy, and in a way, acting can be as well. You get to put a piece of you into a character, but also not make it feel like it's you. So there's a little bit of some genuineness that can come in, but like also you're removed from it. So it's a good balance.
Oh, amazing. And obviously we're going to see you now prominently with Scared to Death that's come out only just yesterday
I
on the 5th of
know.
May, which is so exciting. But this isn't your first film foray, is it? I've noticed a couple of other credits on your IMDb there.
So it's not my first, but it was definitely one for the books because I've always been such a horror fan. So it was such a
Amazing.
honor to be in something that I would personally watch on my own time. So it was really exciting, and it obviously because there's such amazing actors attached to I also grew as an actor as well. I feel like it was not only a learning experience and kind of a dream come true, but I also made a lot of friends. So that was really
Amazing.
nice.
And,
Yes.
and what was your favorite moment from being on set for Scared to Death? Do you
Ooh,
have a
I would
scandal?
say my favorite moment would be going into the house for the first time because it
Oh,
has a spooky vibe to it. I feel like as an actor, especially being a part of something scary, it would be easy because
mhm.
it was spooky. It felt like there was history behind this house. It felt a little cold in there. It felt like it didn't even really need to be decorated because it already just came ready for us to take on the film, and it did its part for us. So I would say that the house definitely made everything feel real. It made the story come to life, the movie come to life, and our characters come to life as well.
Amazing. And what did you love most about playing Champ in the film? What was it that drew you to that character?
Oh, what I love about Champ is she's like the female version of Fred from Scooby Doo. I
Right?
I feel
That's
like
such a
there's
great.
Yeah, she just, she's just her. She's so her. She's not worried about anybody else. She's there for a good time, not a long time. And there's aspects of that that I can relate to. I kind of grew up, with brothers and being more sporty and things like that. So I really related to her um, unattachment to being super girly and being what everybody wants her to be. She's just herself. She doesn't feel the need to fit in. She doesn't feel the need to conform. And even in her own workplace, she's just herself.
Mhm.
She's got her own agenda. She's got her own things going on, but she's also a little clueless. So I kind of loved that unassuming character that she was, that she just was herself, but also, didn't need to do much to add to the story. She just got to do her.
I really loved her as a character. I felt so endeared towards her because of that carefree nature. It was a take
Yes.
me as I am. This is me world. Here I am. I love that.
Exactly, exactly. It was really fun to play too because it didn't feel like there was very much pressure behind it. I kind of got to play around with it and see where I could take it with her. And yeah, like I said, there's a lot of parts of her that I recognize in myself. So it was really fun to be that carefree person on screen. I'm used to playing more of the girly girl or like somebody more serious. So it was refreshing for me as well. And that's what I wanted the audience to feel was a little bit of you know, somebody normal or somebody who's, not taking things so seriously.
Okay. And you mentioned obviously being on set and working with some incredible cast members, which we all know, obviously Lynn and Bill,
Yes.
and even the Grog as well. Some amazing people here. Was there any tips or anything you really took away as a life lesson, or anything you really learned for your career going forward?
No, I wouldn't say that we talked tips, but I would say working with these greats, you already learn so much just by watching them in action because there's something completely different being there in person, watching how they are before the scene starts, and then once action is called, or even that moment before action is called, they're so committed to their character. There's no questions when they're acting, and I think that was really inspiring for me is just to really never doubt myself, to fully dive into it the way that they did, to approach
Mm.
it with a confidence and know that you already are that character, you are that person, and what you're going to bring to the table when you really dive in is going to be something way more special than when you're overthinking it or you're nervous or you're trying to play it like something that you've already seen. I think what makes them so special is they're that character, but then there's a piece of them in it. And that's what makes them unique. That's what makes it feel real and authentic. And the level of professionalism that they have, but that the fact that they're also kind offset just really inspired me to, stay true to who I am in real life, but also to really attack my craft the way that they have.
Amazing. And did you have any specific challenges whilst you're on set or preparing for the role?
I think that the biggest challenge was trying not to be too involved because my character isn't that involved. I didn't want to ruin it for my
Mm.
character. I wanted it to feel real for me. So I think the biggest challenge was not being a fangirl and being there on set on the days that wasn't my set day and, not wanting to watch them rehearse their parts that I'm not a part of because I wanted it to feel like my character really was who she was. She was very unaware of what was going on, and she thought what was going on was what she was conducing, and that just wasn't the reality of it. So I wanted her to stay kind of removed, and that's harder for me because I'm a social butterfly, and I'm the type that's like, I want to watch everything. If I'm here, I want to do it all. So I think that was a challenge for me to kind of stay true to the character and stay removed until I got to see the final product.
Amazing. And in the film, obviously, Champ is the one that kind of sees the house and is like, oh my God, she's completely in awe with it. Is that you in real life? Did you get those vibes when you walked in? You said it was spooky. Is this the kind of thing you'd be like, I'm obsessed, let me at it, you know?
My gosh. So I would say because I have, I do think that these things can be real sometimes. There was an aspect of it that I was like, oh, this is freaking me out. But
Okay.
if I were the person looking for a house to freak people out, oh yeah, I would be like, I hit the jackpot. Everybody needs to come here, have a sleepover, and see how you feel the next day.
Wow. It did definitely give me those vibes. I've walked into similar places and you're like, ah, maybe I'm not okay. Yeah.
To love, no stress. If
Yeah.
there's
I'm
anything
just here
here,
for the vibes. It's
yeah,
fine.
just I'll be in and out. Don't worry if you do anything.
I love that. And you mentioned you were a fan of the horror genre. Is this the kind of thing you lean to, a horror comedy, or is there a favorite subgenre of yours?
Yeah, I would say horror comedy is what I am a fan of, but straight horror I also love too, because I love being scared. I love that adrenaline rush. I love that feeling of like, oh my gosh, if I were in this situation, what would I do? But that's also why I love horror comedy, is because
Mm.
in real life, if we were in these situations, there would be aspects to it that would be funny. Our reactions wouldn't all be serious. We would be confused. Some people wouldn't believe what's going on. Some people would have funny reactions. So I do love the marriage of the two. Aside from that, I really love a good action film. I love a good fight sequence. So maybe an action horror comedy would be great.
Okay. And if do you have any films that you would recommend for any of our viewers to watch to get to know you as a person or as an actress?
Ooh.
Anything you really love?
I would say me as an actress and what my goals and aspirations would be Tomb Raider. I feel like there's a part of me that wants to take charge and wants to have that physicality be attached to my acting. I would also say Probably some love movie because I as much as tough as I am, I'm a lover. I like to give love, make people feel love. But another good action film that I love is Troy. I love 300. I love the gore behind it, and yeah, I just love the storytelling aspect. How you really feel like you've been transported into a different time.
That's it. There's something about those period pieces as well. They just feel so magical and
They
so elegant.
do. They do. I agree.
Wonderful. And so there is a question that I like to ask every interviewee, and that is, if you were to schedule a double feature of two films, predominantly with Scared to Death and then one other film, what would you pair it with?
I would pair it with like a Shaun of the Dead type of
Ooh,
vibe. I feel like that would really just add to the comedy horror that both sides get. The gore, the feelings and the emotions provoked in that film kind of match the same as Scared to Death. There's the horror aspect of it, but also the comedic relief. And it's like a cult classic, and I think that's where Scared to Death is headed to. It's going to enter that world, and it's going to be one of those that in 10 plus years people would go, you remember that movie? It was funny. It was so good. So I would watch those two together.
Oh, that's such a great pairing as well, especially for our British audience. You're going to have a
Yes,
lot of
yes.
fans hearing that. um, and in terms of, like, obviously your horror fandom, you've mentioned, if there was a scream queen in the genre that you would love to take on the role of, if you could play like a Laurie Strode in Halloween, or a Sydney in Scream, is there somebody you would like? I'd love that role.
You've already said it. It's the Sydney and Scream. That would be a dream. I
Right, I
just
get
feel
that
like,
Scream vibe from you
oh,
as well,
yeah,
like
I've got a good
getting.
scream too. So maybe I need to like
Yeah,
start practicing my running away and being
yeah,
scared of
they are
things.
going to do another one, so there's still time. Get on
Okay,
the
good.
phone to your
Okay, good.
agent,
I'm gonna put it out there. I
put
gotta
it
have
out
my
into the
shorter
world.
hair now too, so it's perfect. Maybe I can fit in a little bit more.
I love
But yeah,
that
that
so
would be a dream. I think, I've watched all the Screams, and me and my boyfriend, that's like our favorite thing to watch, rewatch. You can watch it at any time, that even if you watched one already, like you could watch it again and it still feels fresh, it still feels funny, it still feels new. Yeah, it's just one of those classics that I would have loved to be a part of from the start, but also in the future.
exactly. And then, so obviously with Scared to Death now being released, is there anything you want to tell the audience about the film that you may not have already discovered? Anything you really love about it? The floor is yours.
What I think I really love about it is how unique all the characters are. They're very exaggerated, but also real. I feel like
Mhm.
people will have somebody that they connect to, something that they would connect to, somebody's reaction that they would connect to. That's what I love the most about this film is there really is someone for everybody. And that's what I think people will love the most about it is, sometimes you're like, oh, I would have never made that choice. Well, good, because there was a different character who didn't make that choice and they chose to go left instead of right. So I think that there's somebody for everybody. There's the people that don't think it's real what's going on. There's the people that think it's real, that are fully dived in. There's the people that have been attached to doing seances and having that connection to the spirit world. So there's somebody for everybody in this film. And even for the people who don't like straight horror, there's that comedic relief, there's the fun, it feels fresh and it feels real. So I would say this is one of those films that you have to watch, you have to give it a chance. And I've said it before, stay for the end of the credits because there's some extra little buttons at the end, so you gotta watch the whole thing.
Always the end credits in horror. Well,
Yes.
thank you ever so much, Jade. I really appreciate the time in talking with me, and
Uh,
I'm going to definitely revisit this again and again. I'm obsessed with Scared to
Thank you
Death.
so much, Janine. It was so good to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
And you. Take care. Thank
Thank
you.
you as well. Bye.